Well, that serves me right, doesn't it? After saying we begin this and we would have coffee with Job out in the balcony every day, it is absolutely chucking it down rain today, so I can't even go out onto the balcony, as you can see behind us. As you're looking behind us, by the way, that's Chatswood over there. So it's, what, about 12 degrees and chucking it down rain. So it's a Scottish summer and I feel very much at home. Now we have our coffee with Job, and we're going to look at Job chapter 1 just as an introduction to it, verses 1 to 5. And you'll see the relevance of it to us in a moment. But I have a friend who does a thing called the Bible Movie app, and he's busy filming the story of Job. Just have a wee look at this introduction to see what you think of it.
There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. That man was blameless and upright, and one who feared God and turned away from evil. There were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His possessions also were 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 she-donkeys, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the children of the East. His sons went and held a feast in the house of each one on his birthday, and they sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. It was so, when the days of their feasting had run their course, that Job sinned and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my sons have sinned, and renounced God in their hearts." Thus Job did continually.
Well, that's the passage that we're looking at. It's an interesting contemporary take on Job. That's one of the things when you read the Bible, trying to imagine what it was. But do you know, as we look at this, let's just think about it in this way. Job lived in basically a good world, as far as he had it. He was wealthy. I mean, like mega wealthy in the terms of those days. You know, so you're talking Bill Gates here. You're talking somebody having a large amount of money. He had a good family. There was good government, if you like, material wealth. Perhaps we don't know exactly where he lived, east of Eden, the land of Uz. Possibly even a contemporary of Abraham. Certainly pre-Israel. So he's just such a fascinating character, and this is such an old book. But I mean, what a world to live in. And some of us, you know, we think that's been our world. We've lived in largely stable Western democracies. We've known a degree of material prosperity that would have been largely unimaginable for our ancestors. And yet it feels as though right now things have been shaken up. The other thing about Job that's absolutely fascinating is it says here that he was a man of integrity and godliness and morality. Blameless. Now that doesn't mean sinless. But there was just something about Job. What you saw was what you got. I've just heard of the death of Greg Haslam, the former minister of Westminster Chapel in London, and his son Andrew has paid a wonderful tribute to him, and not least he said, Dad was at home what he preached in the church. And that was Job. Job was a man of integrity. And yet, in this perfect world, it wasn't perfect, because you'll note that when Job's family were partying, and I suspect they probably weren't partying in the way that we saw it on the clip, but when they were feasting at their homes, then Job would come and he would offer a sacrifice. Now, why would you offer a sacrifice? You offer a sacrifice because of sin. So even in this perfect world, there is sin and there is brokenness. I think what's happened to us, by the way, in today's culture is this. It's not that sin has been created. It's not that everything has fallen apart. It's just that what was under the surface has been exposed. And that's why the book of Job is so important to us. Good to have good government, nice to have wealth, great to have a good family. But it doesn't take away from the underlying problems that exist in every society and within every one of us, and to which Jesus is the answer. So come back tomorrow for more Coffee with Job, and we'll see where all this goes. God bless you.